Hi, Warriors. Dollar giving up some of its gains here. I don't believe this is the beginning of the dollar decline, the final push down to the 96, 95 level. I know a lot of people are talking even 94, but you should have had nice trades. Should have taken partials on euro. Even right now, it's still well over 100 pips, and the dollar index as well. And I'm just waiting for uh, this to light up for me so I could just move on to the charts. Okay, here we go. So I hope everyone's having a decent day. Market's a little softer, but let's start off with, I'll get back to the silver because it was it really was historic what happened yesterday. So let's start off with euro. So the short was from Sunday night, took a little heat, but at one point it was up about 170 pips. You should have been taking partial profits. I don't believe this correction's over. It may try and pop a little bit. You know, some part of me thinks we could go to one more high before this correction continues, but I'm going to go with what we've had so far. And 112 is going to be a big area. A trader friend of mine showed me that. Let me just take you back a little bit to so you could see why 112 is important. As a trader, you always have to look left. I'm left-handed, so that's no problem. So here it is, this 112 high that was made in September. Here's another area right around 112. So it's a big area. You know, I thought maybe we could still go 11 and a half. I don't think 110 is going to happen, but look, we do have a negative week working. We'll see. The week's not over yet, but that all I'm looking for is a little pullback in an ongoing bull market for a wave four. We're making money on this counter trend move, but we want to get long euro. I'm figuring 11 and a half to 12 sometime next week. Let me just go to the dollar. Similar situation here. A verge of a reversal week. I know we're giving up some gains here, but you have pips made in the dollar from buying it Sunday night. This was Sunday night, so we're still above it. I don't think we're done yet. I would buy pullbacks. I'm looking for about 101, this level right in here. So I still think there's more left in the dollar before we go to new lows. If we do go to new lows, that's fine because we're going to have divergence this time. So the next big low in the dollar is going to be the one, not just for a pop, but for a pretty substantial rally, maybe correct the decline from 110 to wherever it bottoms, 96, 95. So, you know, you could have a 50% retracement to take it back up to 102 after making new lows. And there's some people saying that's an ABC and that we're going to 110 to 120. So, you know, let's take it a step at a time. Here's the way I look at it, even though I make forecasts. Do the right thing today, and tomorrow will take care of itself. So I thought I'd spend a little time teaching about throwovers one more time. So I was premature in the end buying this candle, and my stop didn't survive. But I showed this throwover, and the way to trade it is you let it do whatever it wants to do underneath the throwover line because you don't know if you have a low or not. There is nothing telling you RSI wise. That's why, you know, this is just a bear market rally, just like the dollar's a bear market rally. So how do you trade a throwover? You wait for a blue candle back inside the range. So this would have been your signal. I put it out on Twitter. Buy a reversal back over 41.20. The candle here closed at 41.36. So it was good for over 200 and really had immediate gratification and no heat trading it that way. So go over this a few times. It's the opposite when you have a throwover on top, but this is how you trade them. You let them do what they want to do. Back inside the formation means that this breakdown was exhaustion, and you just go with it the next time it's back inside of the formation. Okay, so I want to talk about this huge. This is big. I know we're trying to recover a little bit here, but I've been pounding the table on the gold silver ratio over 100, that it could be a sale. Is there a chance for a third drive? Maybe, but I look at this weekly candle and I think it's a lot to overcome. So yesterday you could have gotten 106 pieces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. Could have had that. And here's your daily. But the weekly, even with a comeback here, I think is a signal that's going to be hard, even though I do believe in 3 drives and there could be one. But look at that. And I pointed out that it looks a lot like the dollar did at 110 up here. Okay, so, we had this. So anyway, I'm looking for sharply lower gold silver ratio over the weeks and months to come. I think we could end up well under 70 before it's all over. And this was a trade where you don't take a lot of risk when you exchange one metal for another. But, if we go to 70, that's 30% gain that you pick up. If it goes the other way, yeah, you're not making as much money, and the gold silver ratio will get just, uh, reach levels that historically they're not able to maintain for very long. Taking a look at what's happening in the yen, again, I think the yen, look how it held at 140. And earlier in the week, I said, why not 146? I think that's still a possibility. Let's take a quick look at rates. They're lower, 10 years lower. Okay, so it's a lower week. I mean, nothing huge that's happening here, but it looks like it wants to roll over. We start taking out 426 here, with this high being 460. That's going to take you back down towards these lows. Okay, so it looks to me like yields might be dropping more on the short end than the long end. I may still try shorting the bonds if we could get them up towards not, the 61.8 level is 90.78, and we didn't even get to halfway back, which was 89.70. We got close, but we could try it again. Up here, I'll try some TLT puts. Just a quick look, crude continues to hold the 62 level. They tried to close it underneath the other day. I'm still bullish. Yeah, it could correct to 58. We start clearing this moving average around 65. I think 70 is the next target. I'm going to stay with it. I think you could buy oil shares on weakness. I like them as well. And if there's anything else I need to cover here, the gold stocks, took a pretty good whack yesterday. GDX, even with gold up 40, it's up 40 cents, but doesn't have a good look. See what happens at 44. That's 10% lower. Newmont's up today, actually a little stronger, but looks like it could be a failing rally. 50 to 48 looks like targets are coming. And then your silver miners like AG still look heavy to me. So we'll see if we could get one more flush in these silver shares. I don't think this one's going to make a new low. I think this one could make a new low, take out these lows. So there are some pretty good buys coming in here once this dollar rally completes on some of the silver and gold miners. So we'll see what happens there. And S&Ps, really no change. A lot of people are going to get bullish over 55. I see this taking us up to maybe 56.20 is 61.8, but we might even trade up here towards 58. And you still can't take out that we're going to new highs. sometime this summer. So that's still on the books. I know a lot of Elliott guys are looking for a wave 5 into early May. They're looking for a top. Yeah, they're looking for a top at the end of April, and then one more decline into the middle of May, 4,500. They might be waiting a while. We'll see. I don't have any high conviction on that trade right now. Highest conviction trade is what I'm doing in currencies. It worked. Remember, I hope you took partials on these things. The surprise probably has been Aussie, but that's trying to roll over here as well. Still think there'll be a chance to buy Aussie at 62. So I'll see everyone tomorrow to wrap up the week with a pretty good week, fading the majority of dollar bears. That it was too one-sided, and I think there's more left. And then we'll flip again and look at the long side of euro, since that's the leader over this last run of bearishness in the gold as expressed in the euro pound. This huge move was a euro's huge move. So perhaps we're still in a correction mode. I think this is going to be a buy, maybe 85 to 84 and a half. And then we'll have another run in euro pound. Good hunting today. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. I'll see you tomorrow.